Tammy Capri.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? How you doing, sister?
I am well.
Come on now.
I am well.
Good to hear. Good to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
It's good to feel it.
Come on, that's right.
Feel it.
That's right. Everything good. Everything going good.
Everything is kosher.
I love
Everything is. This year has been amazing so far, and we
That's
only
right.
16,
Come
17
on, sis.
days
That's
now.
right. That's right.
Been amazing.
That's
so
a good
far.
year. That's what's up. Tammy, let's talk to him.
Absolutely.
You living or you surviving?
Ooh, I am living.
Come on now. I love it.
I am living.
I love it.
I am living.
Explain.
So, I used to be surviving. I ain't
Gotcha.
gonna lie. I used to have the mentality of survival, like always in survival mode. But it wasn't truthfully until I got down here to Atlanta. So I'm not from Atlanta.
Right. Absolutely.
From Philadelphia.
That's right.
It wasn't until I got down here and really stepped fully into who Tammy Capri is,
Go ahead.
who I'm supposed to be.
That's right.
Letting go of my past life to really start living
Go ahead.
in any situation.
I love it.
No matter what's going on.
Respect.
Good, bad, or indifferent.
I love that, sis.
So I'm living.
I love
I'm
it. Come
definitely
on.
living.
I love that. I love that. Welcome to the Integrity Response with your brother, CEO Khacki. Every individual sitting across from me doesn't believe in being typical, ordinary, or familiar. They're elite, meaning society's norms don't sit well with them. They believe in raising the bar for themselves, family, and for those they may never meet. From those in humble beginnings to those in the midst of greatness and legends who've paved the way. With a comedic edge, I will ask the questions that hold value, and I believe we'll gain insight to the real them. It's the Integrity Response. Tammy Capri, let's take them back.
Yes.
Let's take them back.
Yes.
Before entrepreneurship, podcasting, being an author,
Yes.
publisher,
Oh, gosh.
serial entrepreneur.
Oh, you know it all.
Come on now. Boy, what did you want to be at the age of 9 before all of that?
Seriously? Oh, gosh. Oh, so I wanted to do hair.
Okay, gotcha.
I wanted to be a hairstylist, and my father told me that was not a real career.
Wow.
He said I needed to go to college, and I remember when I told him I wanted to go to hair school, he laughed.
Gotcha.
Do you know how big the hair industry is today?
Now, absolute
Do you
billions and billions on billions.
And it ain't no shade to my father, but
Just didn't know. Lack of knowledge. Real. Go. It's real.
the products, the hair business is booming. But I mean,
Wow.
I still have a love for doing hair.
That's
I'm
what's
not
up.
professional at it now. It was a hustle in college,
Gotcha.
but that's what sparked the. No, I'm not even gonna say that's what sparked the entrepreneurship in me. But that was just me. Like I always wanted to have my own, do my own, build my own, be
Absolutely.
creative.
And you love to help.
And I love to help.
Absolutely.
Absolutely love to help. So. That's
real.
probably what I would have been
Gotcha.
doing if my
That's
daddy
dope.
ain't say, "Oh, go to college."
Gotcha. Right. But that's, the baby boomers, that's what they knew.
Yeah.
Because that's entrepreneurship.
Labor. They know labor
Absolutely.
and the tangible things. Like it is very scary for someone who's not familiar with that world to
So
really
true.
follow your dream.
So true.
But guess what my daddy was doing? He was
Was
a promoter.
entrepreneur. Gotcha. So
A promoter
Gotcha.
and a manager for my cousins. They were on BET Comic View.
Wow, come on.
So you was doing
Wow.
all these shows around the city, but you
Right.
was discouraging me.
Gotcha.
We laugh about that now.
Ain't that something, right? He was protecting you.
Right.
He was protecting you. That's
Right.
real,
So,
definitely.
But he always had a job.
Gotcha.
So he always had a job. So I guess that was just his side hustle. But
Right.
when he realized, this thing could go far, he turned
Took
it
it
into
there.
something. And
Wow.
I was right there
Come on.
along the way.
That's dope.
When he was putting up the flyers. Back then, they ain't had social
Absolutely.
media.
It was
So,
literally, come on now.
the hustle.
Brick and mortar, take everywhere.
Exactly,
That's right.
hitting that pavement.
That's right.
And that's where I learned my hustle from.
Come on, that's
and that's
dope.
where I learned my hustle from. When I wrote my first book,
Come on.
we were at hair salons, we were at gas stations, just
Wow.
promoting the book. So like I got that true
Come on.
hustle.
And I'm moving ahead, but your first book sold 20,000+
Yes,
copies.
my
Come
first
on, sis.
book
Come on.
sold
Come on.
20,000 copies.
That
now,
is amazing.
that is Kindle had just came out.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
gotcha.
that was hard copies, including the digital
Absolutely.
copies. So yeah, that was when I knew, and my husband at the time, that was when I knew I wanted to really take that seriously.
Wow.
So he was like, "You want to write books? Go ahead and quit your job." And we was cool back then.
Gotcha. Understand.
We
We're
was
gonna get
cool,
into
so we
it.
had that.
Absolutely. Understand.
But that's where that was that year. So
Gotcha.
20K, my first book, is called Loyalty.
Come on.
Yeah, that's my
That's
baby.
what's up. All right, look, we're gonna go back and go right into it.
Yes.
So, growing siblings.
Yeah, so I come from a blended family.
Okay, same here.
My mama, and I love blended families.
Absolutely.
And that is, not to get off track.
No,
from the
go ahead,
question,
sis. We
but
got
it just
time.
made
Go
me
ahead. Oh,
think
yeah.
of when there is situations in your life and people say your past always shapes your future, and if you're not in tune with it, or if you really don't, if you're not aware, you miss that.
Wow.
And I'm appreciative of coming from a blended family.
Real.
Because I'm working with so many women that had children with someone and had a divorce,
Gotcha.
or and now is in blended situations.
Absolutely.
I've had a blended situation, so I had to come from that to understand that, to appreciate that,
Absolutely.
to learn how to work and blend it. So yeah, it's just like full circle. So yeah, my siblings they my dogs.
Gotcha. That's what's up.
They my dogs.
Everybody still in Philly, or?
Oh yeah, I'm the only one
Really?
that's down here in Georgia.
Come on now.
I'm the only one that's down here in Georgia.
All right now.
My baby brother from my mom's side, that's the only one from my mom's side. That's my baby brother, my love. He's up in Philly, but my other siblings, I don't call them step, bonus, nothing.
That's right.
They're just my siblings.
That's right. Absolutely.
They're just my siblings.
Absolutely.
They're all up in Philly, but we all still get together.
That's good.
Like it ain't
That's
nothing.
what's up. That's awesome.
Shout out to my dad.
Come
he
on
raised a
now.
good bunch.
That's good.
He
That's
raised a good
what's
bunch.
up. Shout out to him. Shout out to him.
Yes.
That's dope. So what type of kid were you? What type of kid was Tammy?
A fat one.
He's so bad.
A fat one that liked to snack.
What were you into?
I was into eating.
Besides those snacks, right? He's so bad.
No, I'm
Real.
just kidding.
Real.
No, I like to be around people.
Gotcha.
I just like to be social,
Real.
to have fun. I was joking a lot.
Gotcha.
I was the one that was always trying to get other kids together. Like I created a dance team.
Go ahead.
I was always constructing something.
Real.
So that's how I knew. I'm supposed to be leading something. I'm supposed to.
You got that. Absolutely.
Look, like Michelle don't take that first president of the United States. I was coming for it because I knew I was supposed to lead.
You had that type of ambition early on.
Early on.
Because you have to have a lot of confidence to draw that. Where do you get that from? Who do you think you got that confidence from?
Goodness. Now, I ain't even gonna lie. So, back when I was a child, I had a big imagination, and I guess that's what made me a dope writer.
Absolutely.
I had a big imagination, and believe it or not, I didn't have a lot of confidence.
Gotcha.
I used to pretend to be other people, like channel other people. And I think that's where it came from. Like, 'cause I got teased a lot in school.
Okay.
I got teased a lot in high school. I got teased a lot in middle school. 'Cause I was always big. I don't know if you know, but I used to be almost 600 pounds.
You told
at
me
one point.
this is off camera. You did tell me when we first initially met, just certain things. But this stemmed from childhood.
Stemmed from childhood on up. So I was always heavier.
Gotcha.
Right. My adult years is when I gained the bulk of the weight.
Okay.
But you know how kids can be cruel at a young age, even if you're chunky.
And y'all in Philly.
And
I know the tongue was crazy in
yes.
Philly. Just from the movies. You know what I'm saying?
You see the skin.
Go ahead.
You ain't
sis.
breaking it.
Come on.
You ain't breaking it because of where I come from.
Real.
Because of where I come from. So
I actually, just off topic, just interviewed someone from Philly.
Okay.
She said, because I asked, as far as, what we see in the movies, diversity. Was it, did you grow up around a lot of white people, or was it diverse?
No. So I grew up in a section called Winfield. Now,
she spoke on that too.
Will Smith is from Winfield.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's from like Overbrook, but it's still considered Winfield. They don't. Philly people wouldn't consider Winfield Philly. They'll say that's the suburb.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it wasn't. We were still hood. We were still struggling out there. But I grew up in that section, so it wasn't that diverse. And we weren't around. I would say like South Philly is more diverse, but no, it was mainly us.
Wow.
It was mainly us.
And in Philly, did you move to different sides of Philly, or you stayed there through high school, middle school, elementary?
I stayed there through high school, middle school. Well, not high school. I'm sorry. Through elementary.
Gotcha.
Middle. High school was when my parents were in the Army as well.
Okay, shout out to them. Right? That's what's up. Definitely. Okay.
Thank you for your service.
My dad did 22. My mom did 7.
Okay.
That's right.
Oh, y'all
what
locked
about
in.
you? Oh, yeah,
Same.
locked in.
Same.
Yeah, come on now.
So we've
Awesome.
actually lived in, because I was back and forth. Like,
Yeah.
my grandma helped raise me because
Gotcha.
we lived in El Paso, Texas, Killeen, Texas. Like,
Killeen,
all the...
shout out to Killeen.
Shout out to Killeen.
That's
You
real.
been here?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
So
Yep.
we used to live there.
Big
We
base.
lived in Colorado. So I traveled a lot as a child, living with my parents. But once my mom came back and she got the government job with the post office,
Okay.
I went to stay with her. So we stayed in an even harder area.
Okay. She's
Down the
trying to make
bottom,
it on
West
her own,
Philly.
trying to do things. And Gotcha.
So we went, I was staying there with her, and that was the only time I moved around a lot in Philly there.
Okay.
But I moved, it wasn't until I was an adult when I moved to a different part of Philly, but it
Gotcha.
still wasn't that diverse.
Okay. Wow. Wow. So they did have sections where it was, I'm just saying, Hispanic, white,
Yeah,
black.
they did. Well, South Philly
Philly
was a lot of Italians.
Gotcha.
So if I was to compare it to Atlanta, like the distance from South Philly and where I was at was probably from like here to Riverdale.
Gotcha.
So to speak.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't that far, but we would never cross paths unless I had a reason to go there.
see.
So yeah, but it was still, kids were still cruel, you know?
Yes.
And to answer your question, I I kind of channeled other people, and I kind of tuned out the teasing and the blocking, and then I felt like I had to be somebody so I could be accepted,
Go
right?
ahead,
So I
you're
didn't know
saying
who I
something.
was
You're saying
as a young child, which we all go through those identity crises,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
So, and it was at that point I was like, okay, if I'm gonna be big, I'm gonna look good.
Come on.
Now,
I love that. I
was the type of person that I would not go to the corner store without my hair being done.
Presentation is everything.
Everything.
You're that type.
But I
Gotcha.
should not have to, someone at that age should not have to worry about that, right?
I
Because not only
understand.
was I young, not only was I overweight, I'm tall. With these on, I'm probably like 6. I came here 6'2" with these
Gotcha.
things
Come on
on.
now. Gotcha.
I was always taller
So you
than
stood
everybody
out.
else, so I stood all the way out. And of course, dressed in a certain way, you're going to attract the
Right.
wrong attention.
Gotcha.
People think you're older,
Gotcha.
so you feel like you got to grow up faster.
I see.
It stills your youth, and it makes you grow up a lot quicker than what you should. So yeah, it wasn't. I don't feel no type of way of going through any of that, but
it molded you.
it molded
shaped you.
me, right? And I see where I want to help other people now, especially young girls.
Respect.
Especially young girls.
Your parents being both Army, this is 70s, 80s, like in the Army, they were strict. My parents were strict. How did that play into who Tammy Capri is?
Oh my gosh. My dad, our relationship got tighter the older I got.
Respect.
I would say
I love it. I love it.
I did not live with him.
Gotcha.
I used to resent him for some time, and we talk about it now. And I remember recently, a few years back, he broke down crying to me. Like, it was a vulnerable moment, and I know he don't mind me talking about it here because he's open with it too. But the guilt that he felt by not being as present as he should as a man.
Absolutely.
Right?
I understand.
Because if you have both parents traveling, living in different states, and now you're being raised by your grandmother, and she has her other children, cousins.
Yes.
So it was a lot of people living in my grandma's house.
Gotcha.
But you got my mama in Texas and my dad in Colorado or wherever he was.
Yes.
And I'm just here.
Completely
Right?
opposites.
Completely opposite. And not to mention, they went overseas.
Wow.
They were overseas. So it was times when I thought they were coming home and they didn't come, and it would make me sad. And then it was a point, a season where I didn't even want to talk to my dad.
Gotcha. Was this preteens?
This was
Right around the 12 to 15?
I didn't even want to talk to him. And shout out to my mom, my stepmom, his wife now, because she was the one who told me, because we have conversations about the blended family and dating a man with children and standards and everything.
Absolutely.
And he came back around, and when he started coming back around, he was trying to build that relationship with me, and I didn't want that because I didn't really know him. And what I heard of him, it wasn't good.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So
was that by bias, or was it through multiple channels of what you heard from him?
I think it was through multiple
Gotcha.
channels. It was through multiple channels.
Okay.
But why I say shout out to his wife is because when I did start giving him a chance and having a conversation with her, really understanding the whole dynamic of that. There is a lot behind that we don't know.
All we know is us.
All we
can feel is us. It takes a lot of maturity, and I love the fact that you said, as I matured, we're getting it together.
Yep.
It takes time.
It takes time.
Absolutely.
And she was very adamant about how can we do this family thing if you don't have that relationship with your child. So my dad was very consistent in building that.
I love that.
And I love that for us.
Absolutely.
Because we have an amazing relationship now.
I love
amazing
that,
relationship. So yeah.
That's dope.
And yeah.
That's what's up. For sure. We're going to get into all that. I love your story already. I love it already. What was your actual, being an author, publisher, what was your favorite subject in school?
Oh, my favorite. I don't. Oh my gosh. So I would have to say math.
Okay.
Not
gotcha.
today's math. Don't even get me with today's math. But back then it was math. But if I'm going to be 100% honest, high school was a blur. It was a blur.
I hear that too. What? Okay. From your explain.
It was a blur. I mean, I don't have a favorite subject. Like I said, I did not have the friends that I had were friends that I grew up with.
Gotcha.
And no one knew what I was enduring every single day, going to school, being teased, and not really I never had that circle in high school.
Okay.
I never had those best friends. I mean, I had a few friends, but it wasn't like how the high school experience should be.
Absolutely.
And I mean, unfortunately, I mean, that's just how it was. But again, that molded me.
Gotcha.
And that's why I cherish the friendships that I do have.
Absolutely.
And I say it was a blur. What was my favorite subject? I hated going to school.
Gotcha.
I hated going to school. And that is how I never contemplated hurting myself from bullying or anything. And I think that's what made me so adamant about building my own, because I was never invited into somebody else's.
I love that.
So it was a blur. College was fun though.
I was going to get there. Okay, and that's what I'm getting. Okay, for Philly, were you the type of child that was like, okay, I'm up out of here. I'm in North Carolina. I'm in California. I'm gone.
I wanted to.
Okay,
I actually
where did you
applied to. I went to Cheney University, the first HBCU.
Come on now.
The first HBCU. Gotta put that out there.
That's right.
No, I actually applied to Clark Atlanta.
Okay, that's what's up.
And back then, out of state tuition. Well, now it's still high too, but out of state tuition is crazy.
Absolutely.
So I couldn't afford to go to no Clark Atlanta. They was like $20,000 a year, and it was like nope.
20,000. Right, go ahead.
So I applied
right.
to PA schools, and Cheney was the best option for me. And I knew people that were already going there. So I'm like, all right, we're going to go here. And I used that as my opportunity to create my new identity.
I love that. I hear that often too. Gotcha.
Create my new identity. And it was a lot better.
Gotcha.
It was a lot better. You still got your hiccups.
Absolutely. Because you're still.
I made friends in college.
I love that. I love that. Are you still in contact with them today?
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
That's what's up.
Absolutely.
The network, ain't it?
The network.
What was your major?
So my major was communications.
Gotcha.
Well, my major
right.
started off as theater arts.
Okay.
A theater arts major. I love all things creative.
Absolutely.
But then I got into communications because, people can be so influential, and I hate that sometimes.
Down to the the guidance counselor.
Yes.
It could be. They can be.
It could be real good or bad though. It's like they can talk you out of. And I remember hearing, they weren't even talking to me, but we were in a computer lab one day, and I heard someone say, "Theater ain't no real major." They weren't talking to me, but they were just speaking.
But you heard it,
and that just stuck with me. It's like, well. Then that fear kicked in. Well, can you get a real job? Can you make it in acting? Can you do? But this is why what you surround yourself with is so important.
So
and I did not have nobody in my ear at that time telling me, yes, it's possible if you stay consistent. If you didn't have that.
Did you have? Was there any alumni? Even though you said you didn't have a lot of friends or whatever in high school, but 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th. Did you see anybody getting ready for the school prior to you coming? When you came there, did you see anybody from your school? Was it any like that?
No, getting ready for what? College or getting ready for...
To that particular college? Anybody from your high school? Okay.
No, well, I knew. So how it was, the high school I went there for 3 years and then I got kicked out for fighting. It was a zero tolerance.
They didn't play that.
They didn't play that, but I was fed up with, and by this time I was in 11th grade. I was fed up with it. And I had like a wall up. It's like, you say anything to me, I was ready to go on site because I had endured all of this. So it was no tolerance. So I had to go to my neighborhood school, which was Overbrook High School, where Will Smith went. Shout out to Brooke.
Awesome. That's what's up.
And Brooke, the crazy thing is, the girls that I hung with in my neighborhood, we all ended up going to Brooke for our senior year.
Gotcha.
So senior year in high school, it was okay, but then I had a work roster, so I wasn't in school for only a few hours.
Same with me. That's right.
So yeah, but no, I didn't see anybody transition to that college. But when I got there, you saw people from the neighborhood there.
Gotcha.
We wasn't really
tight,
friends,
but just
tight,
a face.
But it's like, hey,
somebody
what's up, or whatever.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What was your first job?
My first job, I worked at a dollar store.
Gotcha.
And got fired like 2 weeks later.
Were you at a register? Were you stocking?
I was on the register. I was so young. I was 14, so young. And they trained me in like 15 minutes and then put me on the register.
Just like that.
And the money, I don't steal. I did not steal from there. But I was ringing stuff up, and I remember every time I would mess up, I would just hit the thing and then start all over.
Gotcha.
But it's a process that they got to do to subtract it. But it looked like it was so many purchases, and it looked like my drawer was short, so they fired me.
Gotcha.
Whatever.
It's
okay.
right. Had to learn that. Had to go through that.
I was young.
That's right. That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. So what about in college? Like your college experience? Did you work? Did you extracurricular activity? What did you do?
My first job, I was working at Giant. I don't know if you ever heard of Giant. It's a supermarket.
Yes, I sure did. Like a little man. Like the logo was like absolutely.
Yep. I worked at Giant on the weekend, but I was doing hair.
That's what I was going to get to. Yes,
because that was my first. That's what I wanted to do.
Absolutely.
So I was doing hair, and back then they called them a Terra wig. Like everybody was rocking Terra wig. They called them 27 pieces too. The shortcuts.
Gotcha.
I was doing those a lot. So it was then
like the T-balls. I'm trying to think.
T-ball, like that.
Yep. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, for sure.
I was doing that a lot just to make little side money, and then we would do. We would flip pizzas.
Go ahead, explain.
We would. So we had a store called Pizza University where they sold $5 pizzas.
Gotcha.
So we would go there when there was a party. We would buy pizzas, and then after that party, people gonna be hungry. Nothing was open, no caf, no anything was open. So, but they knew they could come to Tubman Hall to get a slice of pizza. So we would sell pizzas,
and
we would sell $3 a slice.
Go ahead. That sounds like 24 to me. Sounds like a $19 profit to me.
That.
Go ahead.
That hustler, like, come to think about it, I've been a little hustler.
For real, that's real.
And I think it's probably Philly done put that hustle in me.
Come on.
Philly done put that hustle in me. Yep.
Go ahead. I love it.
But I was introduced to Delta Sigma Theta as well.
Gotcha.
I was introduced to that in college. I was introduced to just different avenues. I met my husband.
Come on.
My ex-husband now. I met him while I was still in college.
Gotcha.
And at the time, like, he was signed to No Limit.
I heard the story.
So,
Gotcha. That's right. Real.
Yeah.
Right. So how was? How did he end up? He was out of Philly, based out of Philly as well.
He was out of Philly. So he was born in California.
Okay.
He was raised in Philly, but they got signed, and then he dropped out of college, and I didn't know him at the time that they initially got signed.
Okay, gotcha.
But I met him because my line sister, my sorority sister, was having a birthday party.
Right.
And we were at her birthday party. And he had just flew in, and they were at the birthday party.
Gotcha.
Now, I was not familiar with the down south
that's
rappers
right.
or whatever, or the music industry, like, far from my mind. And he was there.
Gotcha.
And when he told me, I truly didn't believe him because I didn't know him until like I looked him up.
Right.
I was like,
right.
oh,
really
okay.
are.
So then,
Checks
and
out.
then my line sister was like, yeah, that's my cousin,
Wow.
and they do this thing with Master P and
Come
da da da. I was like, all right. So gave him my number, and then We all went to Atlantic City that night. It was her birthday.
How far is that from y'all? Is it
Philly?
about
Like an hour.
Right.
Yeah, it was like an hour.
Gotcha. Definitely.
And we kicked it. We had a good time.
That's what's up.
Casino, whatever. Then I didn't hear from him in 2 weeks.
I love Atlantic City. Absolutely. You say, did you
I didn't hear from him
him?
for 2 weeks.
Gotcha. Look, that's real. Gotcha.
So I'm like, okay.
Okay.
I ain't think nothing of it, whatever. But then when he hit me up again, and I was like, all right, like, oh damn, like this gonna be my meal ticket.
Gotcha.
That was the first thing I thought, like, this gonna be my meal ticket
Wow.
out. God had a plan for me.
Wow.
Like, you wanted a meal? Okay, I'm gonna show you what a meal is.
Wow.
And
this is 1819.
Goodness gracious. No, this is before 1819.
Okay,
so,
gotcha.
No, he and I got married in 2012.
Gotcha. No, I'm saying around your age when y'all
my
did meet.
age.
Yes,
Oh,
when
yeah.
Okay,
I thought you
gotcha.
meant 2018, 2019. I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, right. But this is around when y'all did meet. Gotcha.
That was around when we did meet. And we
Another
just got
entrepreneur.
close. Yeah, we just got close. And around the time, something was going on with Master P and his brother's trial or whatever. So he sent everybody home.
Murder.
And,
Gotcha. I do remember this.
Yeah, so everybody had lost their deal. So he came to Philly. He was back home for good, him and his brother.
Gotcha.
They ended up going from a 3-man group to a 2-man group, and they were doing their own thing. So he was like, he wanted to start his own label.
Right.
So that's what he did.
Okay.
And they were always in the studio, just living in the studio.
That's what they.
And this is where I got my knowledge on the camera work, and because I was shooting videos for them,
Behind the scenes,
learning how to edit,
absolutely,
doing all this stuff. Are you gonna do this? I'm gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, because he was making it comfortable for me, so let's do it.
Real.
And then my mom had got sick with cancer, and I remember the job that I was working for. It was hard to get off of work. They would never let me get off of work, and they were giving me a hard time. And he was just saying, well, and I was told him I wanted to write a book, my first book. And he was like, well, won't you just quit your job and write books? And I'm like, sir, that is not that easy. Like,
right.
How am I gonna get money? Like, he was helpful with everything. Like, he had started a real estate company.
Gotcha.
Like, he had stuff going on.
Oh, so he really was a serial entrepreneur like yourself.
He was like, he was an entrepreneur, but he wasn't good with the business, if I say that.
Gotcha.
He got the hustle.
Absolutely.
He knew, like, okay, when I got this money, I gotta flip it. Or let's do this. Like, what I loved about him was he took a chance and he didn't mind. That spirit didn't mind.
Go ahead.
But he was just like, all right, go ahead and quit your job and do this. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
Like, no, like, how am I gonna get my own money? And I've never depended on anyone.
Gotcha.
But that was my husband, so I'm like, all right, we'll do it. And thank God I did, because I was then able to focus on my book.
Absolutely.
Focus on the plan and focus on how I was going to execute this thing out. And one book turned into me writing several books, me starting a publishing company, me doing graphic design classes.
Absolutely.
Me, I've ghostwritten books.
Wow.
I had 27 authors under this company.
Come on.
Me growing it so where we were grossing some money each month. So it was like, damn, like, all because he said, quit your job and do this.
And focus on
this.
And
focus on this.
What made you, bring it back, what made you decide, like, what was it, where was it in life where you was like, I need to document this. I need to write a book. Was it, because like you said, you're able to kind of get outside of yourself sometimes. What brought about that?
So the book, all right, so me writing the book, the books that I written, that I was into, they were fiction. So it wasn't like I was documenting my life.
It was,
It was storytelling.
That's
because I had an imagination.
That theater, that's where it's coming from.
Right, and it was always me writing stories about how I wanted to be, how I saw my life, and what I wanted to do, the girl I wanted to be. Like, the skinny 5'5", in shape, every guy wanted her, like how I was seeing myself, but my reality wasn't that. So that's where my stories would come from. But eventually, my own life took a turn, and I was able to write based off of what I was experiencing. Because what goes up always come down.
Absolutely.
Like, you have your highs and your lows.
Absolutely.
And then we get into the drugs with him. Then we get into the abuse. Then we get into the infidelity. And then we get into the kids and everything. Then we get into losing everything that we built.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long after marriage did you have your first child?
We actually, our first child came before the wedding.
Gotcha. Okay.
We got married. We got married with my second child. I was pregnant with my second child.
Gotcha.
Walking down the aisle.
Come on.
I was pregnant with my first son graduating college.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome that you still able to do it.
Still able to do it.
Come on, sis. I love that.
To do
Absolutely.
Because he and I were living together by then.
Gotcha.
I didn't have to like pay none of the bills or nothing. It was just me working and focus on school with him. We were literally building a family, and I know a lot of our friends will tell us like, yo, y'all could have been a real powerful boss couple out here. And that honestly, like,
just
that was my
hearing
best
it already
friend.
sounds like, just that trust. Well, I mean, besides the, but just saying like, no, do that. And you had his back, like, no, do that. I got like, that's rare.
Yep.
That is rare.
It's very rare. And that's why, not saying it's hard to find that again, but I'm very, I'm aware of what's possible.
Absolutely.
But I also had to get over the trauma behind how we fell, because he had gotten hurt and he had started taking pain medication.
I hear that a lot, how it starts.
And then he got addicted to
something had to match that high.
Yep. And that's where it started. And when I say like the empire came crushing, now we weren't rich sitting on top of the world, but it was ours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We were
real estate,
on the way.
everything.
Right. We had tenants, property. We were flipping cribs. Like we were good.
How did y'all learn all that? Like,
well, it was him. Like I would have never taken a chance in real estate because that was just a big risk for me. But his uncle fixed houses.
Gotcha.
And he saw how the flips. So he was like, no, he would go down to the sheriff's cell. And next thing I know, hey, I bought a property today. I'm like, you bought a property?
Just like it was.
Well, where's the property? And then we would go around there. And then in a month time span, had his uncle fix it up. And we had tenants in there.
Come on.
Right? But then the drugs led to, his drug problem led to him spending money on things we shouldn't have been spending on. Like, stop paying the maintenance at the house. They were paid off houses, but the maintenance at the house. So then we had L&I situations, and then we were being sued, and then it was just a lot with the properties. So then we lost 2 of the properties. So but it was all him. Like it was all him. I had a conversation with him this morning about. He called me this morning about.
So y'all still have a good talking relationship.
Now we do.
That's good. Okay.
Now we do. Well, not a talking relationship. Like he's still getting back on his feet, but he called me this morning. Like I know he told me I'm the only one he would trust with big lumps of money. I was like, well, nigga, you better trust me because I'm your child's mama.
Absolutely.
But he knows, like he said that he wanted to go into an investment. Real estate thing back up in Philly. So I'm honestly, I would consider it because we have children together, and I know it would benefit both of us.
Absolutely.
But
keep it in the family.
That's the paperwork got to be right.
Got to be right. That's right.
But it's always been him. Like still till this day, it's him. Like he's that dive in head first.
And he's in Philly.
He's in Philly now. Yeah. Yeah.
Real. So this is young parents. Young entrepreneurs trying to find your way. Was there anybody in your corner, guidance wise, like with your dad, your mom, where they was like, nope, you want to get married? You're like, how was it?
My dad was saying nope from day one. My dad, I don't see a little bit. I think more so because I'm his daughter.
So you have to absolutely.
I'm his daughter, so you gotta be top tier when you're messing with somebody's daughter. And, but that's how he's always gonna see me.
Absolutely.
Right. So I mean, I don't think there's anybody that I dated that he particularly liked. But with him, it was an automatic, no, this ain't gonna work.
Gotcha.
Not to say he didn't give him a chance. Like my dad is that type of guy. He will empower you.
That's
like
right.
He likes to get all the guys together and let's have a guy talk, give guidance. So like he does that. So but no, he didn't. He knew it wasn't going to work from the beginning, especially when things started going south with the drugs and everything that was happening. Like he didn't know at the time of everything that was going on because I was I protected that. I was embarrassed, and then more so with myself, it's like, how did I get myself in this situation? Wow. You know what I mean? Like I never saw this for myself, but no, there wasn't no guidance because they didn't know what was going on a lot of the time. But there was, I had people in my corner rooting for us.
That's good.
My friends, they're my sisters.
Because y'all were the the example.
The young example
went out and did it, you know, and did it on their own. And so I know everybody was looking at y'all more mature than your counterparts. That's real.
And even outside of him, like my girlfriend still says all till this day, like I was always that one that was doing something.
Gotcha.
Even when I didn't feel like I was doing something, by them just giving me that reassurance, I'm like, damn, like it feels good to hear that people actually looked up to you in your time of despair, because to you it felt like your life is falling apart. You know what I mean? You ain't got it all.
Because you're in it.
Because you're
don't
in
see
it.
Are you hard on yourself?
I'm very hard on myself.
I know you are. I am too. Is that, you know, I'm learning even through listening to other people, like, give yourself grace.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, sometimes you can look up, you know, like, sometimes, you know, they say, you know, smell the flowers.
Smell the flowers while you got them. Enjoy your life. And just, it's okay to not be okay. That's something you got to learn. Because, of course, like you said, you know, you hard on yourself. Like, you want things to be right. You want things to be perfect. But it took me now at my big age to understand how things is never going to be perfect. Do it anyway. Try it anyway. We're going to meet people by mistake. We're going to meet people by failure. You're going to meet people. Like half of people that network with people now, they met it because something else failed and they had to try something else. You know what I mean?
You had an interesting story that I really love. It was poetic, you know, in a sense of, you know, the 9 to 5, you know, like in a sense of I actually, you know, worked this 9 to 5 and it became who I was. And then, but the whole time, in a sense, so many words, you knew you were supposed to be an entrepreneur.
I knew I was supposed to be an entrepreneur.
And this story happens a lot with others. It's like, while you was giving them you, they released you. And it was like the whole time you was like, nah,
you don't want to let me go.
I shouldn't even have been there this long anyway.
I shouldn't have been here anyway.
It's like God was like,
when I got fired from my daggone job.
Come on,
so,
but you know it was like.
I knew. But see, here's the thing. My brand now is for the working mom.
Love it.
My brand now is for that 9 to 5 mom who feels like she's confined to a job.
Go ahead.
But she has a dream and she can't follow that dream because she has no support, no help. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's possible to still build that, right? Because even after the marriage, even after my husband, and people may say, yeah, well, you had a husband. Y'all don't know what that man took me through. I lost everything down there and had to rebuild.
Right.
While working my 9 to 5, while having 3 young children, going through COVID, had to still go to work, leave them. They weren't at school, didn't have no sitter, so I still had to do that while figuring out how I'm going to rebuild a business. Because remember, we didn't have the publishing company. The divorce, we had to liquidate everything.
Gotcha.
It was a marital asset.
Wow.
So even though it was my company, nigga ain't write nothing. It was still, he was suing me for it. So even losing all of that, and that's how Liche was born, my bag line.
Love, energy,
took that
can
money,
control everything.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
So
I want to get into, even segue right there too.
Yeah.
Explain that, you know, like, because I love that.
Love, energy can control everything. So it started off as a clothing brand.
Gotcha.
Because again, plus size girl. I could never really find clothes that really fit me, that looked cute, that didn't look too old. So I wanted to design my own stuff. I wanted to create my own stuff. I'm a creator.
Absolutely.
So I did, and I started off the norm, t-shirts and hoodies to flip the money.
Right, that's right.
But then I wanted to look, I looked deeper into jumpsuits. I love jumpsuits.
Gotcha.
The one piece, put them on. You ain't got to match it with nothing. Just put the accessories.
That's the Philly in you.
That's the Philly in me. Like, I love a good jumpsuit. So I made my first jumpsuit, and it flopped.
Gotcha.
The sales weren't like that. I maybe sold probably like 40 jumpsuits.
Okay.
But I was selling t-shirts and hoodies. Like the people were really supporting up in Philly with that, but the jumpsuits just wasn't hitting.
Okay.
But when I designed my first bag, that hit.
Really?
And I didn't have enough money to do the big mass orders.
Gotcha, understand.
So I was ordering what I can, and I would sell out.
Gotcha.
Ordering what I can, I would sell out. So back then it didn't click. listen to your audience. Back then I didn't know the retail part of it because remember I was writing books.
Gotcha.
This was a whole nother lane for me.
Right.
And then shout out to Jasmine Baldry. She was the first person I ever bought a course for.
Investing in yourself.
Investing in myself.
Go ahead.
About
Come on. I love it.
how to build a boutique and how to do that. And her course taught me everything. And I'm like, damn, I should have been pivoted. Like, I'm spending money on t-shirts and hoodies and I need to gear it toward these women who keep asking for this bag.
Wow. Right?
So then that manufacturer that I was working with went out of business. Another roadblock.
Gotcha.
So it took me up until 23.
Okay.
No lie, 23, because when COVID hit,
absolutely,
everything, like, it took me up until 23 to find the right vendor for that can recreate the bag that I had from the prototype. Wow. And then I'm still with him till this day.
Come on, that's what's up.
I'm still with him today. Shout out to Dan.
That's what's up.
He over in another country.
Gotcha. That's good though.
But shout out to them. So so now we strictly do bags.
That's
I just gotta
dope,
show
sis.
like this the newest.
Come on. Please show in this camera right here. Come on. That's what's up.
This our baby. This the Amara bag. Hard. This is our newest drop that just came out this year. So
I love it. I love it.
So yeah, and that's where it came from. But Love's energy can control everything. So the energy that you put into life in general, and you heard that saying, what you put into life is what you'll get out of it. But I like that saying, but my thing is always lead with love.
Real. That's right.
Always lead with love.
That's right. Absolutely.
If someone's giving you hate, still lead with love.
I love it.
Still lead with love. It's going to control that situation because people can't fight love for too long. They're either going to fade away from you or they're going to get
embrace
into
who
love.
you are.
Exactly.
It's two things in life. They say, two people walking. One thing is going to happen. Either you're going to slow down to their path, their speed, or they're going to catch up to yours. That's just real. That's the same thing with love. With love and kindness, I draw all men.
Absolutely.
It's so true. So it's real. So it's real.
Absolutely.
And go ahead.
Licée is actually it's a location in Italy.
Come on.
So when I was doing the research on names, popular brands, the big brands, fancy luxury brands.
That's right.
All have those type of names it comes from. So
absolutely.
At the time, I was like, okay, I need to align myself with the type of luxury that I want to be, but I don't want to be to where I got to break the bank of my other fellow women, my audience, right?
Yes, I see.
So
nice price point.
Right, nice price point. So I was like, how can I assert myself? Well, the name is going to be there. It sounds, Licée just
absolutely.
Sounds,
it does.
boom.
It does.
You know what I mean? And then the acronym, when I said the acronym, it spelled out that name. So I was like, it was just all aligned. It was just all aligned.
Dope. That's dope. And we're going to actually have a where they can purchase it in the listing in this interview too.
Oh, thank you.
For the bags. So how have you with the bags, like, color wise, are there only certain colors or sizes or
well, before it was all me doing the design, but in any successful business, you need a team.
Gotcha.
So now I do rely on I tap in with I don't have designers on staff,
right,
but I will reach out to designers, and then the company that I'm with, they give a lot of feedback as well too. I work with people who are in that industry, like in the moment. If I'm about to do a big project, I reach out to my team. Well, I call them my team when I need to hire them.
Absolutely, that's right. That's right.
I'll reach out to them. What's in style? The goal is to have a full-time designer.
Come on.
Because although I do like to create and design, I don't want it to just be something that I like.
You know what I'm saying?
There's research behind what's in color, what's coming down the pike. Like right now, I didn't know it was a thing of knowing the next color that's going to be in season. Like, how can you predict that?
Definitely.
There are systems in place to predict that.
Absolutely. It's so true.
You know that I'm going to hire you to do that so it can make the company better.
So true.
So that's where we're at with it. So yeah, I go with what I like and with what I know as a mom, and as an older mom, what would keep me stylish.
Real.
Yeah, so that's what
That's dope, sis. About 30 seconds of your time. I really appreciate your support. With every interview, my aim is to bring integrity and fun back to the culture, and I can't do it without you. If you're enjoying this episode, please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and hit the like button. It helps the algorithm. I appreciate you. Back to the interview. Your logo.
Yeah.
Can I see it one more time?
Sure. It's just the LC.
So dope. So off record.
Yes.
How many logos did you go through to get that
Oh my
perfect one?
Oh my gosh. And this is so simple yet so.
But it's so it is.
Like,
it pops. It pops.
Oh
It
my
definitely
God.
pops.
Maybe 8.
Gotcha.
Maybe 8.
I love it.
Maybe
Love
8
it.
logos. Which goes to show like your company are forever evolving.
Real.
It's forever
It's just
evolving.
from the side, it looks like a 5 enclosed.
Like this.
How many letters are in the?
Just 2.
No, I'm saying.
Oh.
LECCE. How many letters?
Oh, 5.
Oh! That's hard, ain't it? That's how it looks.
Oh. Oh my.
That's hard. Come on.
Karl, you the man.
Come on. That's hard.
Listen. You the man.
It's hard.
I
It
didn't
does. It
even-
looks like a 5.
You're right.
It does. It's hard.
You are right.
Like a stylish 5.
Yes.
With the L's, that's hard.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Come
I
on,
love when
that's
things
real. I
are
love
aligned
it.
like that.
Yeah,
I love when things
yeah.
are aligned
That's
like that.
real. That's
if you're
real.
a business owner, then you know how deep that just hit.
Come
when
on.
you just,
Yeah, right. Come on. It's real.
yes,
real.
yes. I never noticed that.
Wow.
I never
It
noticed
looks,
that.
yeah, that's.
You're good with detail. You pay attention to detail because I don't
Absolutely.
think anybody else would have pointed that out. In the acronym was 5 letters. That's
Real, sis. All right, that's right. We got some work to do too. You know we do.
Okay,
That's
yes,
right.
we do.
We do.
we
So
do.
you actually moved to Georgia.
Yes.
This is 2021.
Yes.
Right after the pandemic.
Yes.
Fresh start. You was
Yes.
like, okay, this is how, not nerve wracking, but how the leap of faith it took for you to
Ooh.
get down here. You said you in college had your sights set on, a college here as well. But
So
you already
I never knew I was going to end up in Atlanta. Right? Because before college, I wanted to come to Atlanta. It sounded like Clark Atlanta was just like, all right, I want to go. I did
Absolutely.
research on it and I got
Absolutely.
obsessed with it and then couldn't go. It was like, all right, well, but moving here, it was really me wanting a fresh start. I
Right.
was still in the same. Once I was able to get the house back because the house we were living in was going into foreclosure.
Okay.
Because he wouldn't leave the house at one point.
Oh, wow.
He was squatting in it.
Oh,
He was
wow.
down bad. And I had moved back in with my mom.
Okay.
And my mission was before my credit mess up, before I can't
Gotcha.
buy something, I need to get into a place. So I was looking for apartments because I didn't want to live with my mama.
Respect. Absolutely.
Shout out to my mom though, because you could
For
always
being
come back
there.
home
That's
with her.
and that's a blessing.
Absolutely.
I talked to so many people, and some people can't come back.
Right.
They couldn't have come back.
Right.
So that is a
Right.
blessing in itself.
I got a good support system. I'm so grateful
That's
for them.
real.
But it was at no lie. I had gotten a letter that I had to go down to the courthouse to pay a certain amount of money to stop a foreclosure, or my home was going into foreclosure, and I was going to let it go. But then I got a call from my ex-husband's father
Right.
saying that he had overdosed and they had to take him to the hospital. And sorry, forgive me, but I didn't even go to the hospital. I didn't even go. I felt bad, but the first thing I went was to my house because he was finally out.
Gotcha.
The house was a mess. It was bullet holes in the walls.
Wow.
It was, the lights were off. It was just a mess. So I went to the house and I got everything, the locks changed. He couldn't get back in the house.
Gotcha.
And I had to get that situated. I'm like,
Right.
while he's out of the house, I want to take advantage of it. And then I went down to the courthouse and I paid a deposit to stop the foreclosure. And at that time, it wasn't. I had to fix the house up a little bit
Right,
before we could
right.
move back. But he had been in the hospital for months after
Oh
that.
wow. Oh, it was serious.
Yeah, it was serious. It was
Jesus.
serious. He had been in the hospital for months after that, and then he went into a rehab, and then another home, and then wherever the case, I had got like a restraining order, so he couldn't come to the house, and I had to get my stuff back.
I understand.
And I was like, that was nothing but the grace of God, because I was ready to let that
How
go.
were the kids through all that? How
Oh
did they?
my gosh.
I know that was tough on everybody's end. How was
So my
that?
daughter doesn't remember much of that because
Okay.
she was still so young.
Okay.
She was still so young. My oldest, he remembers everything. He'll be 17 this year.
Okay.
So he remembers a lot.
Gotcha.
He remembers a lot. My baby boy, he remembers the bad
Okay.
of it. So
Oh,
for a
wow.
while, he resented his dad too. He was scared of his
Oh,
father.
wow.
But yeah,
I know it's tough.
they've
I
been
do.
through
I
it.
understand.
They've been
I
through it.
understand.
But that's why I was so adamant about getting them out of Philly, because we were still in that house. Now, by all means, I put I made it back into a home for
Right.
us.
That's good.
Right.
Definitely.
But it was just time to go. We were around the same people and
couldn't have grown, expanded.
Couldn't. And that was the same house and one time he had someone run up into the crib and rob us. That was that same house. You know, it was just so much. And when it was time for me to go, I'm like, okay, where I'm going to go? I want a fresh start. It was literally throwing darts at a calendar.
Wow.
And not a calendar, a map. And where I'm going to go.
Where I'm going to go.
And it came down to Florida or Atlanta. So I told my realtor at the time, find me a house. I want a new house.
Come on.
Brand new house. I don't want nobody else's problem.
Absolutely.
So, she had told me that they were doing all these new builds in Georgia,
Gotcha.
and
Yep,
I was going to move to Covington at first.
Gotcha. They are building. They were building out there. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And you can get a great big home on great land for cheap. Absolutely.
What?
That is, you right about that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
So I had it laid out. Went down there, met the developers, put the deposit down, and put my house on the market.
Okay.
And my house ended up selling in less than 30 days.
Which
and that house wasn't even done.
Amazing.
That house wasn't even done down here.
Wow.
My house in Philly. So I had to go move back with my mama.
Gotcha. Right. Versus, gotcha. Yeah.
I had to move back with her because now it's like, okay, the house sold. What are we going to do? And then I told my realtor, I'm like, listen, we can't wait for this house. They keep pushing the finishing date back. I got to find something. So luckily she found this house that I'm in now. The guy, it was built in 2020.
Okay. So
it was fairly new.
Definitely. 1 year?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It was fairly new.
Right.
He only owned it for like 6 months before he had to sell it again.
Gotcha.
Because he was in the Army and he was being deployed.
So he wasn't there at all.
So he's like, he ain't going to be there.
Definitely.
So it just all worked out. And the kids didn't know I had purchased the house. The kids didn't know. They knew I was looking, but they didn't know I found one. So when it came time to move, they didn't believe me. So I drove the boys to Georgia, and we got here like 1 a.m. I pulled up to this big old house, and they're like, is this our house? Like, Mom, no way. And my son, it's funny, but it just made like a proud mama moment when we got into the house, and he was like, Mom, I'm so proud of you. And you really moved us out of the hood. Like,
right. Ain't that so?
And I'm just like,
wow.
It was that moment. It was like, damn, your hard work is really paying off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It took a leap of faith to even,
No family down here, nothing. It was like, we're going to start over. And that's what we did. And I came down here. I didn't even apply for a job because I was just going to focus on my business.
Right.
But God works in mysterious ways. I got a phone call saying that they saw my resume. My resume is always out there. Saw my resume on LinkedIn or one of the sites.
Right.
I think it was LinkedIn. And they had a position available for a director. Like I've always been in a high position in corporate America.
Gotcha.
So I came down here. I told myself I'm coming to close on the house on this day. I could come in and meet and see if I like it. I went there that day. I'm thinking I'm just doing an interview.
Right.
They had the offer letter ready. They had this ready. I'm like, oh, and they said, you can go take a drug test today. I'm like, I did not even accept the position. But when I saw the salary, I'm like, okay, we can work with it.
Right. We can do that.
We can work with it. But God was saying, move on this because you're down here by yourself. And then I ended up, I take care of my grandmother too because she wanted to move. So I needed that. It was helpful.
That's real.
And my business, it took a hit.
Gotcha.
It took a hit. Like,
because you had to...
I had to adjust.
Absolutely.
And then I'm down here, and then I stopped focusing. I stopped focusing on it as much as I should have been focusing on it. So I'm grateful to have that.
Right.
I'm grateful to have had that job. But everything just happened how it was supposed to happen to bring me to where I am today.
Real, sis. Yeah. Real. That's what's up. Definitely, man. And you actually, let's get into the Mompreneur Huddle podcast.
Yes.
Come on, sis. Come on. When did you know it was time to take on this market, to know, ready for your...
Because I'm always watching.
Go ahead, ready for the world.
Watching.
Like, when did you know it was time?
Yeah. Well, first of all, my personality, I think I belong on somebody's...
Go ahead. Real. Absolutely.
TV host or something.
Absolutely.
I think I just,
You have that.
I have it,
Absolutely.
right. But YouTube wasn't. It was a big thing, but I wasn't aware that it was as big as it was.
Gotcha.
Like I knew I was always on YouTube. I call it YouTube University.
Come on now.
Learning
Absolutely.
stuff.
Absolutely.
But to actually get on a podcast, I wasn't never really into podcasts until I realized that what I was watching was podcasts. Right. And I didn't know the ins and outs of how to monetize off of it because it wasn't a thing. Like
it's
content,
still new.
Social, it's very
people. It's the first decade of it.
Right.
You know, like unless you're what's his name, Howard Stern. You know, he was the grandfather. Yeah, absolutely,
absolutely. So I didn't really because to me it reminded me so much of radio, TV.
Yes.
And I'm like I don't want to really get into radio and TV, but. And it wasn't until like Atlanta opened up a whole world of opportunities, just exposed me to the aha moment, right? Now, I knew social media was always a gold mine because we built our publishing company through Facebook. Back then it was Facebook.
And when it was just Facebook, in a sense, MySpace.
MySpace.
Facebook was that, and this was that.
Yes,
yep, that's right.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I knew how much money I was making off of Facebook by promoting. I had a group of thousands of people where I would do pre-made book covers and put them in, and they were selling. Like, I'm talking about making hundreds of dollars a day because they were buying graphics from me.
That's when you was getting it.
Right.
And then you said you started to teach.
I started to teach graphic design. Yes. So I knew social media was a gold mine because it could connect you to the people that you couldn't connect to on the everyday.
Absolutely.
Right. The only thing I'm kind of mad about myself is I didn't really capitalize off the pandemic. I didn't really tap into how I should have.
I think about that all the time.
Man.
How many people were inside? Mm-hmm. So many podcasts, so many companies took off during that time because it was almost mandated to watch, observe.
Right.
Certain places were doing things, certain things weren't. But you are absolutely right about that.
Now, my company was booming because people were shopping, but I was focused on building that part of it and not I could have had a whole podcast about the company or something, but I didn't know that you can monetize off of advertising. I didn't know that until later. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad I know it now.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to drag my feet on it. So when I wanted to jump into the coaching space, because now I have something to say, I got a mission. I'm on a mission. I got a purpose, right? And it's bigger than just Tammy Capri, the author. It's bigger than just Tammy Capri, the businesswoman or the 9-to-5, the corporate worker, or it is how can you help someone that is struggling right now? How can you build something that you wish you would have had starting out? And that's the mission.
Gotcha.
That's where the huddle was coming in because I know there's a mom that feel like, and I meet them every day. I have clients and mentees that are in that same predicament. I don't know where to go. I feel like it's not possible, but it is indeed possible.
Yes, it is.
And community makes the world of a difference.
Absolutely does.
The world of a difference.
Absolutely does. That's real. I actually, just through research, said you're the type, because you love to help, you're the type that actually would, it could be anywhere. It could be, it could be in the mall, it could be in the supermarket. You go up to her, hey, are you a mother? You go up to her and ask her.
We do that. We just did that. We did so we did, you see those little clips on Instagram and Facebook where people just walk up to you and like, hey, let me buy this for you. Let me do this. To me, I always thought that was fake. I always thought it was fake. But I said, let me just make it real in my mind and let me do that. So we started doing that. So around the holiday time, I would go up to people, hey, are you a mom? And they would be apprehensive about it because, we down here in Clayton County. And like, you walking up. And I'm like, can I buy your groceries? Can I just buy your cart? And I met so many women that were really struggling through that process off of just giving back in that way.
Right.
So it's just like I said, it's bigger than just like I've been blessed.
Come on, sis.
I have been blessed, and it's bigger than just this. Now I like my coins now. I like my coins, but we got a purpose. We got a purpose for that coins, and the more we help, the more we step into, like, God's gonna take care of everything else. Sis. He's gonna take care of everything else.
One of my favorite quotes: "You want a fulfilling life? Give." One of my favorite quotes. It's so true, sis. Real. Let me ask you this: scale 1 through 10, currently 2025. Tammy Capri, what do you rate your grind?
My grind? Oh, we had 100.
Come on, sis. You
it's
ain't
nonstop.
playing.
We had 100. I owe it to myself this year.
Come on.
This year is going to be a monumental year, and I'm already speaking it. And I expose this on my podcast. Like my goal, that's a new platform.
Yes.
My goal to do 6 figures on that one
Come on, sis. I love
platform
it.
this year.
Come on, sis.
We gonna do that.
We're gonna do it. That's
my
right.
goal to. I'll be 40 this year.
Come on, sis.
I'll be
I
40
just turned
this year.
40. Come on, sis. That's what's up. Come on, sis.
My
You
goal
looking good
to
too,
just,
sis. You looking good. Come on now. Come on now.
Just my goal of just really committing to who I'm supposed to be and really aligning with the people I'm supposed to align with and really giving back and teaching and touching those people. So anything I'm supposed to be doing, like it's put to gas, it's put to pedal, gas to the floor or whatever the saying is. Like I'm not stopping. It's all gas, no brakes.
We spoke on you
All
being
gas, no brakes.
hard on yourself. Do you enjoy being uncomfortable?
Now I do. Now I do.
Saying something.
Now I do. Because it pushes me to figure it out. It pushes me to figure it out. And if it's like, if it did not happen, okay, it's not supposed to happen this way, but it's going to happen. How am I going to figure it out? You know what I'm saying? And everything that I preach, everything that I talk about, down from having your faith and from using your 9 to 5 as just another stream of income. How can I leverage this 9 to 5 to make it work for me? And how can I really apply myself over here?
Real.
You know, because everything is not going to happen all at once. Focusing on your small wins, focusing on those one bricks that you layer every day. Because you may only get to be able to layer 5 bricks this year.
That's right.
But I'm going to make it the best 5 bricks. Them 5 bricks going to be sturdy. They're going to be sturdy.
A nice foundation.
A nice foundation.
Absolutely.
And if that's all that I'm supposed to do for this year, it's only 12 months.
Come on.
It is only 12 months. We got a lifetime to go.
Sis.
And my year don't stop here. So this year is like I owe it to myself, especially because I feel like I should have been started.
So you really are on go mode.
I'm going go mode. I am on go mode.
What drives you? What currently drives you?
Oh, gosh. Just, that's a hard question. I mean, because I want to say my kids, but it's not
go
them.
ahead.
It ain't them.
I've been hearing that too. It ain't my kids.
It ain't my kids. They're my why. They're why I have to provide for them. Oh my gosh.
You want a mission. Go ahead.
Just that peace of not having to worry about where my next check is coming from,
Absolutely.
where my next meal is coming from, or just that piece of just that's what drives me to want that fulfilling life.
Real.
But to add value and helping people,
yes,
that's what make me keep going.
Real.
You know, because
Real,
God
sis.
put me here, and it's like, and the closer I get, the closer I get to God, and I finally found the church home down here in Georgia.
Come on.
And the more I walk in this purpose, the more peace I'm at. I just be like, it's just like, I can't explain it. It's like, oh,
go ahead.
It ain't my kids no more though. I know it's just all of that balled up into one. Just that being, knowing that I've tried my best and I've given my all.
I love that.
To help those around me, I'm good.
Feel like
I'm good. I am good.
I love that.
I'm good.
I love that. Let me ask you this: 2024, January through December. What's something you learned new about yourself?
Don't circle the block.
Bar.
Integrity.
Real.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Real.
What I learned new about myself last year is that it is okay to stop something. It is okay to end things that's not working. It is okay. I was always the type that you gotta see it through.
You
gotta see it through. But if it's just not working for you, maybe that was a vehicle to open your eyes to something else. Right? And there were so many things that happened in 2024 that opened my eyes, so many other opportunities that came from things that I should have been let go. I'm grateful for it, but I understand now that when God say move, you gotta move. You know, in every aspect of your personal life and business and whatever, like you have to move. So it's okay to let things go.
Do you have a bit of, being successful as you are, do you have a bit of survivor's remorse, or do you have that with you? Like you want to see everybody make it to the mountaintop
and I think that's
words?
what, and I think that's what gets me caught up into situations I shouldn't be in now, business-wise, as far as helping people.
Gotcha.
Because I'm always a person that will take a call. Hey, Tammy, can you teach me how to do this? Can you show me how to do this? Yeah, let's hop on a Zoom call and I'll show you how to do it. And I've been on the call for them 4 and 5 hours. The next week, they ain't do nothing. I ain't charged them. I didn't do. I'm like, you wasted my time, and I could have did it, but I feel like I got to, right?
Because you don't want to leave that stone
it
unturned.
behind,
Yeah,
right?
You want to make sure you did your part.
Exactly, but giving back and adding value is, I mean, it's two totally different things.
Gotcha.
You should be charging because we all have to invest in ourselves, and that's when you know people are ready to take it seriously. I can give you all the advice in the world, but long gone are the days where I'm going to sit down, unless you are already working on yourself.
Right, I know what
unless I see it, but I'm not. Exactly, I can't sit down and help you build something if you're not actively moving on it.
Absolutely,
you're gonna have to sign on as a student of mine.
So true. Go ahead.
Because the people who invest, you got something to lose now. My time is more valuable than anything. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Because time is the one thing we can't get back.
Respect.
We can't get that back. So don't waste my time.
Let me ask you this, Tammy Capri. Yes. In this world, who do you admire the most?
Who do I admire the most? That mom. And I don't know. I don't have a specific name. Or maybe I'll just say a mom.
That mom.
A mom who's overcome something hard, who faced adversity, who faced depression, who faced whatever obstacle that was stopping her, who's overcome that and is living her best life at this point. That's what inspires me.
Real. I love that.
Now I do have other people that inspire me, but it's not because of the fame. It's not and they're moms and they're business women, but that's who inspires me. Respect. So it's more so as a figure rather than a person.
Right, than a person itself.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah.
Who in this world knows you the best?
Who knows me the best? I would say my mama.
Real. Respect.
My mama
Shout out
know me
to mom.
the best.
That's real. Yeah. That's what's up. Definitely.
My mama know me the best. And she's honestly my best friend now. That's my ride or die. Like she would, I'm gonna say ride or ride. I don't say ride or die.
Right.
We ain't got to die to ride.
I love that. Go ahead. I love
that. She support anything I do. And at one point in time, like my mom, she had a real bad drug addiction.
Okay.
And coming through that, like I'm just like so proud of her to do the things that she's going to be where she's at. And I'm trying to get her to move down here to Georgia.
Come on now.
So
how's the success with that going so far?
Well, she found houses.
Okay.
She found, but she ain't moved on it yet.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but we'll see. I mean, she got that good old VA, them good old VA.
That's right. Good.
Use them things.
That's right.
But she knows me the best.
Real.
My dad, he knows me emotionally the best. So I would say they both know me, but they know different parts of me.
Real.
Different parts of me.
Respect.
Yeah.
That's real, sis. Serial entrepreneur, mother, sister to many.
Yes.
Leader.
Yes.
Manager. Are you making time for yourself?
That's the goal. That is the goal. I did not make time for myself last year. I felt myself. I think I was losing myself again last year, where not on the business side, but my personal side. So where I was just so focused on the business, so focused on the kids, and at the time the relationship I was in, just so focused on everybody else that I was losing myself.
Gotcha.
But now, no, it is, and shout out to my coach. It is a priority. It is a priority to take care of Tammy Capri. So yes, Tammy Capri will be going on some solo trips this year that are already in the works.
I love that.
You know? So yeah, I make time. I'm making time.
That's right, making time. That's right. That's right. So take us, this podcast, get back to the podcast.
Yes.
What is your message through podcasting? What are you reaching? How are you reaching, mompreneur.
Yes.
I want to make sure I say it right.
Mompreneur.
Mompreneur.
Yes.
For the guys watching, the guys watching today.
Oh, I
what
know.
Can they get? What can they get? What can they get from this podcast as well?
Well, I would hope it shows or give another level of respect to women.
Real.
Especially the ones in their lives.
Absolutely.
Especially the ones who bear their children.
Absolutely.
Especially the ones who had them.
That's
right. Because I know a lot of men, there are a lot of men who respect women, who knows the position of a woman, but then there are a lot who don't. There are a lot who still need to grow. So I will hope for the men it shows another light on women and their struggle and what we endure every single day,
and what we don't get to hear,
and what you don't get to hear.
Real.
Right?
I love
Because
that.
that's a real. That's so it is interview style for the most part, but we do have just my co-host and I where we have regular conversations about different topics, the everyday topics.
That's real.
So we just want to expose it and just give moms a safe space to really connect. And then I can give that advice, and then pull them into the community through that way.
Real.
To show them that we are here.
I love that.
And you're not the only one that's going through it.
Real. I love that, sis. I love. And your co-host, her name again?
Her name is Toya.
Shout out to Toya.
Come on now. The stay-at-home mom.
That's right. Shout out to Toya. Shout out to beautiful babies as well, man. That's what's up, y'all. Definitely, man. So let me ask you this: besides your kids, what is your proudest accomplishment thus far?
My proudest accomplishment was. That's hard. You asked me all these hard questions.
Go ahead.
Oh gosh.
Real.
Okay.
It's too many to.
Yes, there's a lot. I would say my proudest accomplishment. I am very proud of tackling the hard things.
Go ahead.
And really stepping into that, because it's hard to really follow your dream. Everybody can't follow that dream. Fear is crippling, right? You get scared to do something. People don't move on it because of that fear. But I'm proud that at least I can say everything that I wanted to do, I've done or I've tried.
Real.
Whether it failed
I love that.
or it succeeded, I tried it.
You had
everything
to know.
that I wanted.
You had to know I could do it.
Except for hair school.
Gotcha.
I just may go back. I just might go to hair school once. I'm in my 50s, and I could just to do it.
Your personal bucket list of life.
Yes, become a licensed cosmetologist. Real. I just might do that.
I love that.
This is the only thing that I have not done. Look at you adding stuff to my goal list.
Come on, for real, sis. I love it. That's real. Sis. Outside of entrepreneurship, motherhood, helping others. Mm-hmm. What is that one thing your fans, your supporters will be interested to know that you do, like outside of it all? Like me, I shoot pool just to clear my head. What is that one thing you do?
Meet me at the pool table.
Come on, you ain't talking about nothing.
Meet me at the pool. Don't play with me.
That's that feeling.
Pool, spades, listen.
You don't play.
Listen.
Okay, come on now.
But,
right.
Well, I don't think they would be surprised. I was going to say, I can act.
Gotcha.
But I was in theater, so I don't think that they would be surprised.
But still, while we on that, you were in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. You're building this network.
Listen.
Is that something that we can see soon? Go ahead.
Probably so. So we did a little short film. We were making a little short film. It's 3 parts to it now. I'm going to send you the link.
Okay, for sure.
It's called Love or Money.
Come on.
So because I'm a writer, I wrote a script. And we only got to 3 parts of shooting it, or 4 parts of shooting it. I did put it on YouTube. So I mean, if the cards align the right way, if they fall out the right way, then I mean, there may be,
for sure. Come on,
you know what I'm saying? But that's not where my focus is right now. But I am a businesswoman. And if I'm ever faced with the opportunity to, and if it's right, then absolutely,
on it.
I will jump on it.
Sis.
That's absolutely
real. Dope. That's dope.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this: time or money? And I know the answer. Time or money? Real.
Time. My time gonna make me money. My time's gonna make me money, and I can't get my time back. Money we can always make.
Absolutely.
We can always make. My time. Give me my time. I would rather have time. Time has opened up doors by people that are more successful than me. By them giving me their time, just put a whole nother fire in me.
Real, sis.
Right?
It's real, absolutely.
And I know, and I made a post the other day. It was my daughter. She was younger, and somebody was in the camera asking me, why do I record everything? Why? Because one day, all we're going to have is these memories and these videos.
Pictures, these
we
videos.
can never get this time back. So when I got your time, I'm appreciative of it. I want to document it. I want to have these memories to go back, especially if I rock with you.
Absolutely.
I want to have this to go back and say, yo, remember we were here and
absolutely.
there. Like,
that's real.
Yeah,
that's
my
important.
time.
Same here. That's real, sis. Love or respect?
Respect.
Sis.
Respect.
Everyone has damn near said respect. Why so?
To me, I feel like love can be conditional sometimes. Ooh. But respect is just, if you assert yourself a certain way, it's going to speak for itself. I would rather for you to respect me than to love me, because it's going to be conditional anyway. It's going to be conditional anyway.
Wow. Let me ask you this. Do you think you will ever get married again?
I want to.
Respect.
I want to, but it's hard.
How is the dating scene in Atlanta? How is it? Are you locked in business wise, family wise?
Oh my gosh! So, I
we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
So the dating scene, I can't speak on the dating scene just yet.
Okay, gotcha.
My relationship, I was in a 4-year relationship that just recently ended.
Okay.
So I mean, hopefully the dating scene will be good to me when I'm ready to get back out there. But right now, I am solely focused on me for 2025 to get to a point to where I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say never say never. I don't want to say never, because you can never say never. But I honestly think, and I was just talking to Toya about this, I think that I'm going to be that type of person that's going to probably wait till my kids are off in college, wait till my career is to where it is.
I hear that too.
And then get serious, But I mean, that's my vision, or
absolutely,
Real. But I mean, God may say, nope, this is you.
That's right. That's right.
Who knows? I'm not opposed to it, but my focus right now is to really build this thing out and step into how I see it, how I know it's supposed to go. And I got to give my all to that.
Come on.
I got to give my all to that.
Speaking of giving your all, happiness or legacy, which one mean most to you?
Why would you do that?
Because I know who you are. I say legacy.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm like,
yes.
We know what the greats have to go through, and we know it ain't always peachy. Right,
but
it's like,
oh my gosh. All right, so damn. All right, so the part of me want to say happiness, but I'm gonna have to go with legacy as well. Gotcha. Because if I have to sacrifice my happiness to make sure my legacy is intact for them, then I'm willing to do that.
That was
but
beautiful.
damn, I want to be happy.
Right? He's all this shit out of business.
Damn, just give me a little bit of happiness. But
real.
I'm willing. I've sacrificed a lot for them. My happiness is enough. Hence why I'm willing to wait until they are grown to pursue a love life. Real. I mean, if it happens that way, I'm okay with that. Real. I'm okay with that.
Before we get out of here, Tammy, Capri, this is one new part of the segment that I actually have started doing.
Okay.
If you could look into that camera.
Yes.
This is for your grands, your great-grands who are watching this podcast today and seeing their great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother. What's that one message you want to give them about this life, 2025, and what they can look forward to their beautiful life?
First of all, don't mess up my legacy.
Go ahead.
Because I worked hard, too hard to build this, and far too many times things are left for generations to come and they mess it up.
So true.
Okay, you will be cut out of the will.
You are saying so.
You will be cut out of the trust. Okay? All right?
Absolutely.
But no, if it's not something that you want to do, if it's not your strength, you don't have to do this, but just know you can do anything as long as you put your mind to it, as long as you commit to what it is you want to do, right? Because I don't want to make my dream is not their dream.
Their dream, absolutely.
But your grandmama, she made it.
Come on now.
And she left you the resources to not have to struggle through it. Don't mess it up.
Respect.
Don't mess it up.
I love this. I love that. It's real. I love that.
Period.
I love that. Tammy, Capri.
Yes.
This has been a pleasure, sis.
This was a pleasure. Thank you.
definitely gotta come
You
back on the
asked some good
platform.
questions.
Respect,
This was one of the
sis,
best
respect.
interviews
Oh,
I could
that's
say.
love. That's love.
Yes,
That's
it was.
love.
It was
Appreciate
different type of questions.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you so much. We got to get you back on the platform
Yes,
for sure.
absolutely.
The Mompreneur podcast. I want to make sure I say it correctly.
The Mompreneur
Huddle
is the podcast, and I am the Mompreneur mentor. Yes. So if you are a mom, if you are in a 9-to-5, if you're in school, if you're struggling, if you don't know which way you want to go, if you don't have clarity in your life, tap in with us at the Mompreneur Huddle. You can find us right here, right here on this platform.
Absolutely. Respect, sis. It will be in the listing below.
Yes, in the listing.
Tammy Capri, as tradition on the integrity response. If you can reach it to that bowl, grab
Absolutely.
one fortune cookie, open it, and read it to your supporters.
I kind of want to take one.
Go ahead. Now,
from
you
the
already know.
bottom.
Right.
You already got
I
one.
love that part. Everybody say, no, what you put
Let
those
me
on the
see.
top?
It better be in English too. You better not to set me up. Like, oh, she can't even read coming on this show. Hold on.
That's funny. That is
Those
funny.
big words in here.
So-
Okay, learn Chinese.
no, other side.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say,
Right.
see?
See? Right. That's funny.
Okay. Oh, I like this. Take advantage of the dynamic energy to better your relationship.
Energy.
Yes.
Tammy Capri, all about the energy.
Yes,
I love
love's
it.
energy
Love's
can
energy.
control everything. I see
Come
you,
on now,
God.
sis. I love
see
that.
you,
I
God.
love that, sis.
I see you. I like that.
I love
Yes.
that. Tammy Capri.
Yes.
2025, sister. Everything this woman has already done, everything she's doing, everything she's about to do, y'all stand by for greatness as has already been demonstrated. Please follow her below in the link. Tammy Capri, it's been a pleasure, sis.
Thank you. I enjoy being here. And
Respect,
thank you for
sis.
having
Thank
me.
you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Signing off, y'all. Salute.